Alrighty, guys, and we're back again. Arcane Nova versus the Mighty Quackers. It says red team. Spectator client didn't want to load their name in. I'll make sure to put that in as soon as the game does start, though. And again, Souza is back with us as we see the first ban, Hell, or not Hell, looks like Hell, Soul.
Three-letter disaster, so
I don't know.
Same thing. Both are pretty painful, and you probably want to get rid of either of them, but you gotta have an idea of what you want to do if you're gonna let them through. But Arcane Nova, ball back in their court. Xingqian banned out as the second ban away with Mighty Quackers looking for this one. Alright, now, we've had this challenge before. Every time I'm here, guess the picks.
I mean, we gotta see the next ban first. I mean, it should
Fair enough.
It should be, if they're gonna ban out anybody else, it might be the Giannis from mid if they're trying to poke out at somebody. But they will ban the hell out here. So this could be the Giannis or it could be the support Geb, which seems to be a priority pick for a lot of teams. But Kepri being available on the board, why not pick the god that can just save the world from everybody?
It sets up a lot of solid team fighting potential for any kind of team with to lock him in. And he works well in almost any kind of map strategy you want to play instead of Arcane Nova. So, all in all, a solid lock-in that can't really be faulted. But, like you said, Giannis being looked into almost immediately on the side that had the picks tossed over their way.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a solid pick. Mobility factor gets you anywhere you want to go on the map, and it just helps out the team in every way possible with the portals. He did get a little bit of a nerf with the threshold slow. I feel that was maybe kind of necessary. I mean, 40% I think was his max. That was kind of ridiculous to be slowed by 40% by a threshold. I mean, that was team fight changing. That you couldn't run away at all. And Hoombot's surprising lock-in over there as their top pick for the jungle role.
And that's a solid one there. Brings a lot of team fight potential to the team. So both sides locking in some pretty hefty duty team fighting clash potential here. Is Fear No Evil one of the better zoning tools in the game, in my opinion, especially once you hit that level 5. Hoonbots can come roaring out of the jungle or TPing in from the solo lane, wherever you put them, and just absolutely dominate with that ulti.
Well, and then on the side of Arcane Nova right now, we've got Bologna and the newly buffed Zhang Kui as well being hovered over and locked in. So Zhang Kui will be mid. Bologna looks to be solo unless they try to do anything funky and play her in the jungle. And Kepri as a support, looking really solid right now in Arcane Nova.
So far, it looks like an incredibly solid lock-in from both teams. Honestly, both sides have really good team fight. Bologna, one of the better initiators and backline harassment tools in the game. And Zhang Kui, probably one of the most devastating mages we've seen in quite some time. He's ridiculously difficult to take down in a team fight once he has his ultimate going, and if he has a full 30 stack of that demon bag. So, really, you've got to pay attention to these team fights. You've got to find somebody to keep him locked away. And Shivalanke may not be the way to do it, but that's one way to respond with heavy damage.
I mean, that's going to be their carry, obviously. You got to have the hyper carry. You got to have somebody that's going to be able to do the damage. And I'm surprised it's not Hui, being that we've seen him so much lately in every pretty much SPL game from the last couple of weeks to last week's Friday Night Smite. He was a high priority pick with, I think, Famous Hate picking him pretty much every game other than the last set. And he's just a solid god. But Shablanke is that hyper carry. If he gets kills early, he doesn't stop. He's a very good god to snowball with if you can get 1 or 2 kills and get that extra power boost online. But bans coming out in the next phase. No junglers, says Mighty Quackers. Thor will be banned out. And, well, the response will come from Arcane Nova.
And Arcane Nova, they've got a lot of planning to do here. There's a mid laner jungle and, well, ADC picked out here. So support, reasonable ban, getting rid of the Geb, so Shibalanke will be easier to lock down in these fights. You can still provide him with some kind of support like an Athena or a Bacchus when you're for something more aggressive, and that's what Mighty Quackers do want here. Marvel's locking in Bacchus for some very, very aggressive movements out of the duo lane from Mighty Quackers.
Well, the carry for this team is going to be Kali with the ADC still also to get picked up. We could see the Hui that I mentioned earlier. Or if they're going to go Kali as the hyper carry, even something as safe and simple as a Neath to set up more for the stuns and such that she provides from a distance from other lanes to get Kali, pretty much get her leveled up early enough if you can get a stun out there in the solo lane and gank it out. And that might be the call, yeah. This is what I do think. Yeah, see. I got one because I saw Kali. I was like, okay, they can't go. They're not going to go 2 hyper carries on this one.
You got one, and now we can just build up to the next one in the next game. And Wheelix going to actually get insta-lock from Mighty Quackers right there. So this is likely to be a Hoonbots in the solo, actually, then.
Yeah, with that pickup right there, Wheelix is probably going to be in the jungle. That's where she benefits most from. She can be in the solo lane. It's just, you really want her jumping around because the fact that they have a leaper in Neath that backflips, Neath pretty much gets eaten up by a Wheelix.
Mm-hmm. And Wheelix is one of the more aggressive gankers as well. Mighty Quackers, all in all, have an incredibly aggressive composition here. I mean, they've got Bacchus, who's known as one of the higher damage supports in the game. Plenty of ways to get into a fight, and a knockup that synergizes quite nicely with the Wheelix pickup here from the Mighty Quackers. All in all, they've got a lot of solid team synergy and a lot of ways to start off these fights. Whereas Arcane Nova, they've got ways to survive and reinitiate as well, so they're no slouches in any department either.
Well, if Kali happens to go down and Kepri has res and she uses her ult and then he uses his ult, and well, it could be a Kali type of game right here. That is gonna be the game. Kali, feed the hyper carry Kali and let her just carry her way to victory.
The Quackers would have to be very, very aware of these ultimates coming out of Kepri as well. You have to keep a close eye on these cooldowns if they want to win. It's like I said, the Kali show is not something that you want to go uninterrupted 30-minute episodes of. And Arcane Nova have plenty of ways to provide the full hour-long Kali episode.
Yeah, well, countdown timer has begun. Give us a few minutes, guys. We'll be right back into the game and bring you the first game. It is going to be Arcane Nova versus Mighty Quackers.
Thank you very much and good night.
And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Arcane Nova versus Mighty Quackers. I'll introduce the boys in blue, starting off here with Doom is the Feed playing support Kepri. Calgun will be playing the hyper carry Kali in the jungle. Panda Puncher, that's just wrong, man. Why you gotta put Puncher? He's gonna be playing Zhang Kui in the mid lane right here. Roasty 2032 gonna be having a good time over here in the solo lane on Bologna. And Heart QQ should be helping out those ganks in every lane with his ultimate as the Neath ADC.
Meanwhile, the Mighty Quackers coming in for a little bit of hockey gameplay here. We've got Oblivion on, well, Bacchus, Sheikah in the mid lane with a Giannis McSherbert playing a Wheelix in the jungle, Marvel's ADC with that Xbalanque, and Puckham bringing out the solo lane on the Monkey Hunbot. But Sheikah's got the biggest challenge here. He's going to face down Jong Ross.
Yeah, definitely does right here. Speaking of Ross, and we have a pause, Kat has said, Bob Ross is dying again. Rip the Bob Ross streak.
A moment of silence for Bob Ross, please.
Spam your Kappa Ross in chat.
Just get it out there. Let the Kappas of silence come on through as we are gathered here to lament the second passing of Bob Ross. And to lament this, we'll play some Smite.
At some point, we'll play Smite when we have the pause screen going up. Yeah, at some point. Actually, just looking real fast, we got a lot of wards placed out by the red team. Real deep, real quick. Yeah, they've got some placements right there on the bottom side of aggressive warding, so they don't want to get invaded at all. No sneaky, cheeky type of plays coming out from the boys in blue are going to be allowed.
Yeah, and that's a really solid idea here, especially with an aggressive team comp that Blue can pull out here. We're going to want to get Kali ahead, and they've got a Bellona and a Neath to set up quite a few things this early game. They've got plenty of CC here, so they could find a really early level 1 if they want to try to find an advanced side of Arcane Nova. So all in all, I think it's a really solid idea for the Mighty Quackers to just get in deep and make sure they know exactly where everybody's going to be moving about here in the early parts of the game.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, we really don't have a lot to talk about right now. We're kind of just waiting for this game to start. I wish there was at least something going on. I thought this pause was only going to be for a short time frame. Otherwise, we'll just kind of just talk through this. So, I mean, welcome back again, Soza. No tornadoes. Nothing.
Yeah, no tornadoes. Yeah, look, the tornadoes were only yesterday, I think, and I think that was the bare edge of them, but all in all, glad to be back here. And I heard there were some pretty interesting games last week as well.
Yeah, last week we had interesting games. Risky Behavior took the championship, or not championship, I don't even. Took the tournament win right there versus Vicious and Delicious in a 2-game set right there. And we had some newcomers into the league as well. And I mean, like, overall, A-Rock was casting along with me, and it was a good times. And, hey, the game's beginning.
And luckily, just in time here, as now we got everything finished up and every team moving about the map here. Mighty Quackers waiting around a bit to trade in those red pots for a couple of extra health potions on their side as well. And Bacchus moving down the map right now as things start getting into order after these wards being placed down.
It looks like blue team very aggressive, just hanging, or very defensive, I should say, just hanging down their tier 2. I mean, maybe they saw some of these wards being placed or not going to give up their game plan. Should be standard starts with all these wards, unless there is something that happens. But yeah, we're seeing everyone go to their appropriate side. And that's really going to be about it. And we'll see. We got a red pot of Wheelix, I believe. Yeah.
A red pot of Wheelix, and that's going to be a terrifying thing to be dealing with in any of the lanes. If a Wheelix, and she is one of the gods who can make these early game kills come out fairly quickly. If Wheelix can find her way into any of these lanes early on, maybe find like I'm guessing it'll be the duo lane where Wheelix will put a lot of potential, especially with the Neath and Bacchus being in the same lane here.
Well, that red pot start definitely going to help out the boys in red. Yeah, I mean, Mighty Quackers got to the blue buff at the 20-second mark, or even before, and Huckham's going to be in the lane well before the Bellona does, so mid lane pressure is going to be on as Giannis already has the clear going out, so right mid camp's probably going to end up going here to McSherbert and Giannis here, and they'll definitely secure the right-hand Harpies.
And it's going to be almost impossible to contest this, I'd say. Even if they had a more aggressive jungle side of Arcane Nova, there's no real way you could get in there and fight against a red pot of Willix with a Giannis to the side here. But a bit of a trade might go down here as Calgon and friends fight us one out. Panda Puncher will secure those red camps just in time, so Arcane Nova going to actually be securing their own side. So a trade 2-2 for both teams, as now McSherbert going to begin getting aggressive in the mid lane, waiting for his opportunity here. If Panda Puncher or Calgon overstep themselves ever so slightly, this could spell an early first blood. But for now, everything is working out just fine and dandy. But an aggressive duo lane, putting a lot of pressure onto Mighty Quackers right now.
Yeah, Kepri got a nice pull, and then there was some damage coming out from the Neath right there to follow through, and Bacchus took about a good chunk of his HP, but he has 2 more health bots remaining with 1 ticking. Should be good to go in this lane still, just kind of trying to help out the Xbalanque. It's definitely a little bit of a different lane as the Wheelix comes in for the gank with the red pot. Is she going to be able to get the kill? Feather Step happens. First blood goes to the ADC and Marvels right there, and that's going to be great for the Xbalanque. Can he pick up 2 is the question. They want to give it to him, and that's what I was saying. The snowball effect can happen right then and there. 2 early kills. I mean, we could do math. That's 10 extra power.
10 extra power at, well, less than 2 minutes in right there. That's going to be a horrifying place to be in for the duo lane. Arcane Nova had a chance to get very, very aggressive there, and unfortunately, they can no longer afford to do that. It's 10 extra power on Xbalanque. His bolas will be hitting for an absolutely insane amount of damage, and that's really where we expected the early pressure to come from if Mighty Quackers wanted to abuse his Wheelix pick, as we expected him more around level 5, but level 4, that's even better, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely, right there. Yes, First Blood going to the Shablanque. Wheelix is definitely going to be happy about that. She's more than happy to give that up for the First Blood, even though her red pot cost 450, and she would have got the money back for it. At the same time, feed Shablanque. That's your carry at the end of the day.
Yeah, that is worth more than enough of the money right there. And Sheikah, as well as McSherber, still looking for more here. Sheikah getting incredibly aggressive there, shoving Calgon and Panda Puncher into the turret. Not going to let Calgon get any kind of farm that he wants, so making everything not very cost effective, not very worth. So all in all, Mighty Quackers off to an incredibly solid start, even at the 2 kills. Just went the way of Shubalanke. In fact, that's actually even better for them.
Yeah, it definitely is. As again, Oblivion hanging out here on this box. He has one more health pot remaining. He's about half HP. He's almost going to hit level 5 here. He's got a couple of assists. So I mean, you can even see some more aggression come in. But over here in the right lane, looks like Puckum's going to use the Fear No Evil. Roasty might be in trouble.
Yeah, Roasty in a lot of trouble here as over the top goes Suku. Puckum, the only one locked out there. His Feather Step coming on through. One more shot, one more kill from McSherbert right there as he sits 1-0-2 right now. A happy little tree right there as McSherbert makes his way back into the jungle.
Yeah, McSherbert's going to be happy he got that kill right there. He had that red pot, so that's going to help him get the money advantage. And as well, he's definitely going to be ahead. Right now, Mighty Quackers looking strong, about 1K difference right now in experience and gold at the moment, so they're looking pretty. And it looks like ult on the left-hand side.
Yeah, ult on the left-hand side of the fight fully breaking out here, but there's a full-on engagement here from the rest of the Mighty Quackers. They're riding the train. Sheikah is trying to find his way in as Dumas will come out of his ultimate, but too little, too late. Marvels picks up a third and final kill, and that's just bug bait right there. Marvels incredibly massive at less than 4 minutes in, and they have a nearly half stack, a full stack Shablanca sitting at half stack, but the pins are coming through from Arcane Nova. They can make something big happen. The ultimates are online, but Heart QQ out of mana. Belly Flop gonna knock up Calgon as they're all locked up, but Marvels will fall in the end. Now Panda Puncher raining chaos and death from his ghost bag. Oblivion incredibly low. Over the top goes Calgon. Kill for Calgon right there, but no leap.
Oh, taking the Gold Fury. The Gold Fury might kill her. Oh.
One more shot. McSherbert's still barely alive right there. And Sheikah nearly avoids disaster for his team right there as Calgon almost makes a miracle happen as McSherbert was so close to death right there.
That's the only move you... trust me, I've been on that side of the fence where you got to jump over and you know you're going to hit Gold Fury and then you might die. I mean, that was one shot. If she doesn't get out of that circle in that amount of time, I mean, she takes that last shot and she's gone, and that's a kill for the other side. That would have put it a really advantage. It would have helped out Arcane Nova. But 2-4, read the kills. Quackers still ahead by a little bit of gold, a little bit of experience. But that Shablanque is the big story at 3-1.
And that's just going to get worse and worse here. Even though it was a pretty solid fight for Arcane Nova, pulled the game back to about a 700 gold deficit and kept things from falling too far out of control right there. But they've still got the fact that Shubalanque, a god who absolutely takes off, who doesn't become very, very horrifying, as Puckum in a lot of trouble as well. We've got Kali hunting on her target, but a great Fear No Evil actually forcing Calgon away. Needs Spirit are going to secure the kill, but now the train will be rowed by the rest of the Mighty Quackers. They want to find the engagement here, and McSherbert might actually take Panda Puncher as that last victim here. They're dropping the auto attacks, but Panda Puncher putting on a shoe will walk right into the portal there. One more hit will do it, as McSherbert simply extends his reach to the stars above and takes down Zhang Ross.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a big, big kill right there. 3-5, read the kills. Blue buff going to be taken right now. Gold per minute is going to the Wheelix right now, then the Shablanque at this moment in time. And if we look at the damage actually done, Zhang Kui is leading the way with this big AoE, a bag of demons at 2200, but there goes Shablanque as well, as the duo lane ADC again is just topping the damage charts for his team.
And just topping the damage charts and even more. And as actually Dumas now in a lot of trouble will actually dodge away in the wrong direction, seems, but now he's knocked up, locked up, and about to be taken down by Sheikah and friends. They will force out the ultimate, but just in time, a little bit short on the unstable vortex there. As Dumas
a little early.
Still alive and ticking. Now Calgon ready to make things happen. He claims another kill, and he's just going to get the reset and keep on moving. But Mighty Quackers is going to get that fight turned in their faces.
Yeah, Calgon is the reason that you're going to be able to stay in this game if your Arcane Nova at 2-0 reads the Kali. That's going to be pretty good. A little bit of a misplay right there by the Giannis. Just hit the portal, got the kill. Unstable Vortex, I guess, really just didn't time the Sacred Scarab right there for the res timer on the Kepri. Just a little bit too early. Would have been able to get the kill if he was about a second later on that. A little bit of a misplay.
Yeah, just a tiny bit of one, but all in all, at the end of the day, Arcane Nova did escape better off from that engagement as Calgon got a kill. He's 2-0-2 right now. Well, like I said, Calgon's going to be the one to carry on through. He's playing the Kali, so all in all, I think this will actually turn into a battle of the hyper carries at the rate this game is going. Unless Mighty Quackers can really peel away and just use these spikes. And now Oblivion actually might get caught out. Calgon fishing for another kill here. Oblivion actually going to be saved by the stun coming out from the Darkest of Nights there. So Oblivion safe and sound for now, as McSherbert actually going to try to get aggressive here and steal away the purple buff of Arcane Nova right there. Going to get aggressive possibly.
I was going to say, no gravity search available. Wheelix probably doesn't want to fight this right now. I mean, she's coming up here in about 7 seconds. So with gravity search up and running, Calgon has to be careful. Neith has to be careful if she's going to rotate. Like, really, Calgon's just going to try to pick up this Giannis in mid lane, and it might happen. Giannis is going down quick.
Yeah, Shaky getting absolutely demolished. He will slip out the backside for a little bit of extra bot time here, but looks like Arcane Nova instead just going to opt to find the farm. It's not quite worth it to pursue a kill at this point in time, but Panda Puncher might just find it. One shot should do it. He comes close, but Shaker over the wall with the portal will be safe and sound for now. And already a very exciting game. 9 kills at 8 minutes in, and we're looking for more here as both teams showing signs that they want to keep scrapping.
Well, Kepriot was used on the left-hand side on top of the Neith as she was taking a lot of damage. Art QQ has the back, was charging the ult. Nothing going to come out of it as I thought they might have been able to do something. So with ADC back, Shablanc is going to push up this lane. And everybody right now is at the mid-harpies. And this is a farm fest. I mean, this is still a close game. By no means is anybody in or out of this. It's still 4-5 and only 1,000 gold lead and 1,500 experience.
Both sides have hyper carries and carries that can support them here. That's like Sheikah getting caught out by Dumas to feed right there. A great grab might turn sour here. Sheikah will portal out to safety for now. And like you said, this is far from over here as both teams have hyper carries and the support structures to actually get them running here. As Shablanc will hit that 6th stack, well, shortly most likely sitting at 3 already. And Arcane Nova, they've got 2 kills on Kali, and they're feeding and funneling plenty of gold and farm into her right there. So Calgon going to be getting off the ground at a reasonable pace as well. All in all, I think this actually might be a game that goes on for quite some time towards this battle of the late game carries.
Oh, it's definitely going to be. Right now, that combination of the Kali, Zhong Kui in the mid lane, the stun into the Ghost, into the Exorcism, is doing a lot of damage on Giannis right now. So Kali's jumping in, getting a stun, and they're really poking out this Giannis, trying to make sure that he stays as far back as possible. But his mobility is keeping him alive the whole time. And again, left-hand side, Ultimate was used, Darkest of Nights. Feather Stuff's going to come out. Oh, there goes Heart QQ, but there goes the Kepri Ultimate going to be saved. Are they going to wait? Oh, it doesn't matter. There goes
They got the back. Yeah, they got McSherver to back up as well. Unfortunately, that's going to just turn sour here. That just feeds another kill to Marvels. And, oh, the Kepri Ultimate turns a bit sour, unfortunately. And now might get worse as Panda Puncher caught out alone in the dark here. No Darks of Nights needed as Panda Puncher simply going to be slaughtered and fed to Marvels right in time for Gold Fury too. Roasty gonna position himself around the area and Calgon as well, but 2 versus 5 and Gold Fury. With the Gold Fury dying incredibly quickly here. They might find a way in time, but it's too little too late. Oblivion knocks up Roasty here as they need to make a quick exit out the back on the side of Arcane Nova.
Yeah, quick. I mean, what was just a 4-5 game is now all of a sudden 4-8, and then that gold lead that I was talking about that was just over 1,000. Bull blinking, stun coming out. Looks like Kubots is going to get out of there. Buckham will be okay. Disarm not going to do a ton of damage. At the end of the day, everyone's going to walk away fine on the mighty Quackers, and they're going to walk away with almost a 3K gold lead and a 3K experience lead.
And that's the game-turning moment that they wanted right there. And this is the thing that they can actually walk away from the game with now. As long as Mighty Quackers are able to safely just continue to build up their lead and push it forward more, since Shablanc now sits 5-1, getting him one more kill will put him in an absolutely dominant position here, as he's got plenty of lifesteal already, working on that attack speed next, and he's going to be so difficult to lock down on the side of Arcane Nova right now. Mighty Quackers are in a great place to actually walk away with this game if they want to.
Oh, they're definitely going to have a good chance if they really wanted to over here with that 5-1 X-Ball just sitting pretty. And, well, he's got his Transcendence, or he's not even going Transcendence. He's going Fatalis. He's got his Soul Eater online, I should say. So he's going to be a little bit tankier. And with the Fatalis coming up next, he's just looking to go forward.
And one of the big dangers about both sides going for a very similar style of play and, well, fairly similar team comps and what they want to pull off is once one of those teams with the team comp, same team comp, pulls ahead, you're going to be hard-pressed to find a way back into the game, especially if both teams want to team fight, want to get these big carries going, and want to play these hardcore late-game moments here. If somebody pulls enough ahead to reach that late-game point faster than you and more effectively than you, you're going to be really hard-pressed to find a victory, even the comeback style.
Duma right here, Kepri in a really bad spot, kind of went a little bit too far forward. Not the best move right there. He does have an ultimate available, so he might be forced to use it here shortly enough. Gonna go ahead and try to reduce the protections, but Marvels is gonna destroy him. That's gonna be his 6th kill. That's a full stack pass of Shablanc right there. This is the reason you can go haste and Fatalis on Shablanc and get away with it, because you have an additional 30 power in your kit.
Especially with these 6 stacks this early here. Shablanc, his changing the order you usually see him and his build go around a bit. But this is one of the reasons why, like, he can get away with this and work it out quite nicely here. And I'd say a pretty solid adjustment from Marvels here as now Calgon trying to make a play happen, but a massive chunk of damage before Calgon can even react there will stop him before his ult can come through.
I have a feeling Marvel is going to call up Marvels and be like, yo, we're going to make him a superhero. I mean, he's 7-1-1 right now, and the Shablanc just tearing it up at 7-1. I mean, how much damage has he done? Let me see. He's not top. He's down now, 4,600, but he's getting the kills. And at the end of the day, if you're the ADC, that's what you're there for, is the kill steal. I mean, secure. I'm sorry.
4.6k, like 12 minutes of the late game carry. I think those kill secures are adding up to a pretty solid level at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I always call it when I take the kills from my teammates when I'm ADC. Securing him. Say, look, I needed to auto attack that, I swear.
I mean, you just gotta get that life steal. I mean, even if you're full health, you gotta get that life steal.
Look, Ataraxia stole a penta from his teammate at one point in time, so, I mean, it's cool. I mean, ADCs are allowed to get kills.
It's not a steal if you steal the penta.
Hey, if you steal the penta, that's kind of dirty right there. Hopefully we don't see that happen today. It's always the worst thing when you see somebody get the quadra, then just that one auto attack comes in back and forth. But, back to the game at hand. Mighty Quackers has a nice little lead going on here. McSherbert is trying to make some plays here on the right hand. Mid Harpies, everyone's backing up. Blue team playing a little bit more passive. They don't have a mid tower anymore. Big chunks of damage coming out from the Giannis in the mid lane on the Scarab. Wow, Khepri took a lot of poke right there from a portal unstable vortex combo.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about Marvels right here, but we haven't really talked much about Sheikah, who he's been farming steadily in the mid lane, very healthy on Munra and Death, 7,000. Maybe not the highest on his team, but still a pretty solid spot. And he's hitting a massive.
Oh, he did it again!
Watch him right there.
Yeah,
an absolute ton of damage there. Sheikah will just pop the 3 in time to escape danger after absolutely rocking Dumas the feed right there and forcing out his ultimate.
I was saying how well the Kali Zhang was working out, but they only got one kill on this Giannis at the end of the day, and his mobility has been a huge factor. Heart QQ is being dove underneath this tower by 2, but here comes Kalgan. He's going to blink in. Double Stun's going to come out. Marvel's going to get out of there. There goes the Intoxicate. Backing up is everybody. Zhang is going to try to make a play. Ghosts are coming out. Is it going to be enough, though, is the question.
They got backup. Yeah, they've got backup from the side of the rest of them. Sheikah will just provide Marvel's the portal out. Oblivion, he's got the lead.
Wow.
He's not going to find the Gold Fury either. And just like that, Mighty Quackers escaped from what could have been a disastrous moment for them. Arcane Nova gotta be feeling a bit sore after that one.
That was more of an accident than anything. Oblivion obviously he wanted to body block the shot for his Shablanque, but he more or less accidentally walked into it as the Shablanque was going through a portal that was set up for him. I mean, that play right there was just... there's a second earlier or a second later, that's a different story. I mean, Marvel's maybe falls in that situation if not that body block by Oblivion. But at the end of the day, they didn't get it, yeah.
Like, that would have been free shutdown gold, too, if that had happened. And this could have meant a different story for this point in the game, but now it's the same song and dance we see a lot when the snowballs happen. A massive gold lead building up in favor of the Mighty Quackers, 5.5 thousand and 6.7 thousand experience difference here. Things getting pretty difficult for Arcane Nova. They've still got that late game power shot possibly, but it's going to be a hard-fought road to get there.
Yeah, Kali's still only 2-1 level 12. Sherbert's level 13 right now, 3-0-7, getting more money in the assist. Pole's going to miss right there. Shake is going to go ahead and have unstable or have the threshold come out just to deter anybody from coming through. At the end of the day, he's got an ultimate. Portals available. He should be fine.
Yeah, he should be fine, but, well, Arcane Nova may not be. They might just be pulling them into a trap here as McSherbert going to get caught out. Heart QQ will spot the engagement here, trying to come around for the fight. Marvel's incredibly low as well. Sheikah just raining on stable vortexes, trying to keep Arcane Nova away from the engagement, as now the full battle about to begin here. Oblivion just waiting for the rest of his team to appear. It also seems like Puckham just waiting for his opportunity. Doesn't quite have teleport just yet as the pull trying to come on through, but it will be blocked away by the 3 space in time. A quick escape from Sheikah, and the portal's being provided, but an easy escape from the Mighty Quackers here. Arcane Nova, plenty of resources. They might consider a dive, but it's going to be risky if Puckham returns here.
I think Puckham's DC'd, yeah. He's been sitting in base, yeah. This fight engagement might be something that blue team's trying to keep up just because of the fact that Puckham is DC'd. Obviously, they don't know that, and there's probably no whispering going on. They're maybe looking to get a pause here shortly because Puckham has been sitting in the base for a little bit of a longer time than expected to be. McSherbert will get out of the left-hand side. Bludgeon will miss. Root will connect, but no issues for Marvels. He'll be able to get on out of there easy peasy. And, well, right now, I mean, this is a situation where they got to be careful because it's a 4v5 currently with Puckham, in a sense, DC'd.
Oh, Marvels. Marvels gets caught out, though, by Kali jumping on in. Calgon does get the reset here, and the dive is good from Arcane Nova right there. Shutdown money going the way of Calgon, and quite happily. That is exactly who Arcane Nova wants it on right there. Tower going to be easily secured. Looks like Mighty Quackers still not looking for the pause right now, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, they're willing to play through. Surrender vote has started. Maybe Puckham had an internet issue or something along those lines. This might be an F6 by Quackers if Puckham has... Oh, there's a pause coming through. Okay. We'll see what's happening here right now.
Yeah, we'll see what's happening right now. It seems like they're actually going to pause and unpause immediately. McSherbert did start that one, also seems to be on their side. Actually, the Mighty Quackers want to play this as it stands rather than go for the surrender vote here. They're going to be waiting on the corner. Here's this gold tree. Could be stolen away until Vortex comes on through, but it will miss. He's channeling up the 3 in time, but not quite, as actually it was just a beat and a quick secure from Arcane Nova here. Oblivion once again, pause, unpause bug right here, but this should...
Yeah, I'm being told right now. Yeah, I'm being told right now. There's he's gonna DC out. His router's having issues by production, and that's what's pretty much being told by us. So we're gonna give this here a second. We're gonna talk through what's going on right now, real fast. See if Puck can come back, because he was gone for about 2 solid minutes. Positive note is that he's 1-1 and still level 15 and even with his solo lane matchup. So.
Sitting pretty healthy, sitting pretty happy gold-wise and experience-wise. Puckham, all in all, not going to be too hurt by that DC that he had, so he's not going to have the advantage of D-Step anymore, but he's still going to be in a solid position for his team. Still going to be that engagement tool, but Arcane Nova using this time quite nicely, and they pulled themselves down to about a 2,000 gold deficit, and the XP difference has been pulled down to only about 3,000 as well, so all in all, Arcane Nova starting to slowly but surely waddle back into this one.
Yeah, I mean, there's still comeback mechanics available. The Gold Fury just went down over there for them. Really just kind of sitting at a 2,400 gold deficit. They got the left tower. They were able to make some moves during the 4v5, which is, well, you got to play the game. If they wanted to pause earlier, they should have been able to pause earlier. But cutting that deficit, what was pretty much 5k into about 2,500 is going to be very positive for Arcane.
Very, very positive. Now, as Arcane, like I said, they've got the wing gadgets here. Other than the late game Kali, what are they realistically going to be looking for? As we saw previously, they found a pretty good dive onto the backline tower. They've got a lot of frontline powerhouses from Roasty, Dumas, and even Panda Puncher in a bit of a way.
Yeah, this is just going to be a situation where just down 6 kills. I mean, what do you think they really need to do in order to turn this?
I think they need to keep doing what they're doing. They're getting kills onto their important carries, and they're abusing the tankiness that they have in their frontliners. I mean, Panda Puncher found his way deep into these fights, gets the Ghost Bag going, and that's how they've mostly made their kills and their plays. They've got the double stun possibilities from Kali's, and even though he knows he needs to get fed, Calgon making his way into these fights, and they're getting him his reset kills as well. That's the most important part for what Calgon's getting. He's getting the health reset in these fights, so Calgon can just go kill, next, kill, next, kill, next. That's going to be the ideal situation, and Arcane Nova is working as a team to actually supply that to him.
Yeah, I'm really worried about this. Xbalanque, though, has the haste of Fatalis. Looks like, let me take a look at Golden Hand real fast. That is, what number is it? 2. I always forget what number Golden Hand is. Xbalanque not quite going to be able to get the execution online just yet. Only 200 gold right now, and once that happens, the crit is going to be the next available purchase, and that's really where Xbalanque at level 16 is going to start really taking some shots at people and chunking down health bars, especially with the haste of Fatalis.
Even though Arcane Nova have pulled it back to a more reasonable area, the game is about to get much, much more difficult for them right here. As
Neith just can't really compete with the Xbalanque when it comes down to the head-to-head fights. There's really nothing that they're able to do.
Especially with the long-range sustained damage coming out from Arcane Nova. Like he said, I mean, Neith, she can bring the damage, she can bring the support, but not on the levels that Xbalanque can bring. Xbalanque will be absolutely trashing health bars. We saw him already do it previously to Calgon without crit. It's going to get worse once he gets his full-blown crit items online. Once he gets that Deathbringer and that Rage available to him, he's going to make people rage, straight up.
Well, Panda Puncher being the carry that Arcane needs right now at 7,600, topping the damage charts for both teams. Then Kali sitting out there at the bottom. We're 4th, right there in the mid. So and they've got damage available. Just Arcane needs to really get a fight, just like they did right there, win a couple small fights and kind of turn it around. By all means, if this fight gets into the 30-minute mark or plus area, Kali's going to get online along with Xbalanque, and as you said, this is just going to be the fight of the carries.
I definitely for this game going for at least another 13, 15 minutes at the very least here, as that's about the time whenever Kali and friends come online. Same thing goes for Marvels, because that'll be when he gets his major crit items available to him. It's going to be a question of, can Calgon's team continue to provide the support they have previously and just keep Calgon's going in these fights? Or will Marvels be able to just follow through off the back of a lot of his teams here? Sheikah, he's been setting up some absolutely monstrous CC for his team. His portals have been on point. His through space and times have provided so much mobility for his team to actually join in these engagements here that Mighty Quackers, it's almost always going to be a full 5v5 versus them, even if you catch somebody out of position early on.
Well, at this point in time, I'm kind of just hoping that Buckham's able to get back into the game, hopefully. So this is a little bit longer than expected. I'm going to go ahead and hit us up with the pause channel, guys, get you guys some music going, so you don't have to listen to me and Sosa just spiel about nonsense until, this pause or like resumes the game. But as soon as the game does resume, we'll be back live. So give us a few minutes.
side to me, don't know. Different to the child with the smiling photos. Made some decisions, some wrong, some right. Now strangers for my number when I'm sleeping at night. Right there, sinners too. And when I only maybe was. Don't let me go and roll away like a penny down the hole. I roll away like a penny down a hole in the road. I roll away like a penny down a hole in the road. But they're sinners too. But they're sinners too. But they're sinners too. But they're sinners too.
Stand the fuck up.
Searching for lost souls, picking them up in bulk like Costco's. And whoever's reading my life movie, I'm giving some plot holes. My brain is sharpening up, so I clocked down. It's time too much too late, the penny just dropped slow. And people are scared when they shoot the sheriff, but not when they shot holes. And that's how far you go to cut those. Designer jeans, and it's a no-brainer.
All right, guys, and we're back. Apologies about that. As Mighty Quackers, I believe, has used all 3 of their timeouts to try to get Puckham back into the match. He's having some router issues, so this is going to be a 4v5 in favor of Arcane Nova right now.
Yeah, and with the slow but sure comeback they've been making, it's going to be a really, really rough uphill road for Mighty Quackers. So hopefully, sooner rather than later, Puckham comes back in and we get the full match at some point. But, well, it seems like Arcane Nova already want to get off to some action here. Spirit Arrow will miss from Heart QQ, but the root from Dumas will not right there, as the bolas will begin to rain in from Marvels right there, trying to set up some damage and prevent the siege. But Nova wants to siege, and they want to get things going here, start peeling down towers, and just abuse the people advantage they have here, and that's one way to carry on through. As now Roast joined the party, and this could be the fight starting.
Oh, big belly flop!
Actually, Dumas gonna get pulled on this. The belly flop will be good, forcing out the ultimate there. This could be the free pickup that they want. This fight could turn incredibly sour here as Dumas barely surviving, will escape. Snipe not quite gonna hit as 3 fists in time, not gonna train on through this one. Now, the engagement still going on here as Mighty Quackers just pushing in for the fight. They will want to make the story be
This is what they need to do. Yeah, I mean, this is...
They got to get in their faces here, and they can make it happen. Or knock him onto Roasty right there, but Roasty going to be surviving for now. Will get back in, but he's not going to hit a single person with his ultimate there. The Eagles Valley not doing much, but Calgun getting the reset there, trying to leap on through, looking for Sheikah. Now Sheikah going to not get caught by the root right there, as now instead the stun will hit the sure thing. Sheikah, one shot, one kill from Heart QQ right there, and unfortunately, Arcane Nova going to peel away from this one. As Mighty Quackers' engagement will fall short.
Oh, yeah, it was a really tough call right there. You have to go kind of balls deep there in a sense in order to fight with 4v5. You got to make it happen, and they tried to at that moment in time. It was a great belly flop, which was a knock-up. Gravity Surge was on point. Underneath the tower goes Dumas right there. There goes the Kepriel. Scarab's Blessing comes out, saves him. He's able to get out with pretty much one shot as Xbalanque was attacking him, but he just didn't have enough damage online without the penetration ability that the Executioner gives him. Just wasn't really able to get through that sovereignty that he has online, sadly. Now the boys in blue are making the push up mid.
And that's the one way to go about it here. They've got the advantage, they've got the lead, and they can just push on through right now. Phoenix almost guaranteed to fall here as Calgon getting incredibly low, actually. Needs to back away from this one. The Phoenix still surviving here, but it's getting lower by the moment. Roasty might pay with his life here, as actually Dumas will go in his ultimate as well. McSherbert, one shot, one kill, as Marvels barely just leaps on him, pulls up a kill, but Heart QQ going to secure it here. Now the full-on train on through as Sheikah follows the portal on, along with the rest of the 3 Spacing Time members. Darkson that's coming through to just prevent any kind of escapes here. Now Panda Bunch are locked down.
Vitalis is keeping him.
They might make it happen here as Marvels. He's chunking around, but he gets caught out, locked down by a quick route from Dumas right there. The turnaround being prevented here is now Oblivion on the run. He's got no health, but one hit from Panda Puncher as the Ghost follow on through. Heart QQ, he's trying to box against Marvels, but Marvels will fall in the end. There's nowhere from the fish boxes went out. Slow from the card will connect a Sheikah locked down to the ultimate there. Punished out, and Panda Puncher finds a stun, but Sheikah slips to the portal at the very last second now, as Heartless will try to move on through. Card does connect, Sheikah slowed down, one Spirit Arrow, one kill later, and Arcane Nova will be solidly in the lead with the full Phoenix down the middle.
I mean, I gotta admit, Mighty Quackers putting up the fight still right there. If Xbalanque, I mean, they gotta be happy they at least had a Xbalanque that was fed as early as possible. Now that he's got Executioner online, honestly, if I'm him, I'm selling Death's Toll with whatever I've got and trying to get crit online as fast as possible. I mean, that 533 gold you get from selling a starter item, if he has anything in hand, if I take a peek at it right now, it's actually only got 22. Doesn't even have enough for stage 1 crit right now, sadly. If he did, that would have been maybe the best decision, but just slightly not available the gold. But he needs to get that damage online because he's going to be the only force that can stop this team.
And he's going to need to be up there. He's going to need to have some extra crit line to start being that full carry force here. As Sheikah, he's making some plays, but unfortunately, as a Giannis, you've got to have that safety here. And they need the damage that Xbalanque can provide. They need the crits. They need the chunks if they want to survive here. But Arcane Nova keeping the pressure up, going straight for Fire Giant. I don't think that even if they knew what was happening, Mighty Quackers could contest this one. As Arcane Nova get the free Fire Giant here, and they're going to push on down for the victory if they can. Looking towards this Tier 1 right side tower. With the Fire Giant, it's all but guaranteed.
Yeah, the surrender vote has started. Possibilities right here of this going through a 4v5. I mean, it's sad to see the game go down this way. Arcane Nova was making a small comeback regardless of Puckham's DC or not, but at the end of the day, a 4v5 in Smite, it's a numbers game. It's extremely hard to win a 4v5 in Smite.
It just requires insane levels of outplay and not mechanical skill, and well, these teams do seem to be fairly even in their skill and play levels here, so that 4v5 is more than enough to end up tipping the scales, unfortunately for them, and I really would have liked to have seen the full 5v5 from this game, as it was looking incredibly intense as we moved on into it.
Yeah, the team fights would have been good right here. Here goes the right-hand Phoenix. The mid is gone already. Dumas, again, getting pretty low. He'll probably ult himself if he can, but the knockup won't allow him to do it, so that's going to be a Kepri ult that wasn't able to get used. This is huge.
Calgon in trouble. Yeah, Calgon in trouble.
There's two.
Possibly there's two. A double from McSherbert now as he's looking for the next fight. He's got Roasty locked down, possibly falls into the portal there. McSherbert now hunkering for the triple right there. He could find it there, but here goes Bacchus, locking him down long enough. Marvels picks up a kill right there. Now it's 2 versus 4 here. Sheikah.
Marvel has crit online. He has level 1.
Marvel has so much damage. He's got the crit down as well. Heart QQ will secure the kill. But
come on, go!
He's looking for the triple. This fight could be bad here as Arcane Nova falling short. The health bars are incredibly low. The knockup will land. Heart QQ. He's taken nothing as Marvels gets a triple. A turnaround. It's a 4 versus 5. That's going to be Mighty Quackers pulling out a huge victory, but at what cost? Their Phoenix did fall, and their Titan is under attack as well. They may have won the fight, but can they win the battle?
I mean, right now the Titans' health started at 9,000 with almost all of the towers down, and Phoenix is down. It went down to 8,500 at this point in time. A lot of fire minions in here. Everyone's backing, trying to go ahead and keep this Titan up as healthy as possible. Down to about 8,500, lost about 500 HP at this moment in time. But that turnaround, Marvels is level 20, has stage 2 crit online. I'd like to see, I mean, he's getting there. He's starting to chunk with the Fatalis. He's going to be able to keep pace right now. Neef's not going to be able to outbox him at all at this point in time. And if they can do that again with Khepri, eliminate that Khepri with that knock-up ability where he just wasn't able to get his ult off because he was in the air, I mean, there's nothing more you could ask for. That was the turnaround.
I mean, it takes absolutely perfect play from Mighty Quackers here. They've got to play everything beyond perfect. Arcane Nova has to make small mistakes, and Mighty Quackers have to be able to take advantage of them instantly. But, well, in a do-or-die moment, we've seen teams pull off crazier things. We've seen teams with Xbalanque run away with games when he's behind. And, well, Xbalanque's ahead, has his crit online now, and just
he should sell Death Stole here. He's got like 700 gold in hand, 800. He should sell it for Rage. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Here we go. Rage online. So Xbalanque going to be a complete monster with that crit here. And Arcane Nova, they've got to find a way to shut this game down. Even in the 4v5, they've got to shut this one down as soon as they can, or risk losing it all here as well. Dumas the Feed wants to do just that here, as Sheikah still rejoining here. The Oblivion knockup not quite landing here, but Calgun leaps the wrong way right there. Does beats immediately here as the Darks of Knights could come on through. Now that Intoxicate is down here, Marvel raining so much damage, and he's being so quick as well that, well, unfortunately, nobody can touch him. As Calgun alone in the dark here. Marvel's, if he isolates him enough, could get the kill, and Arcane Nova will be rebuffed here. Sheikah getting it locked down, but he's got the portal to keep him safe. Oblivion goes in for the body block, trying to find...
He got knocked up again! They got it again!
I got it for sure, maybe! As now Calgon trying to join the fight here. That's a lot of creepy ghosts coming out here. But
oh, Marvels went down!
Now, Arcane Nova commanding this fight here, but Calgon, he's dropping fast. McSherbert needs to find a way back into this one now, as Calgon has fallen low. They can push them back and rebuff the assault, even though they did lose Marvels here. As long as Oblivion can dodge away here, McSherbert, he's running on few, and Roast is ready to punish here as now Sheikah rejoining here.
The mid Phoenix is fully back up. Oh yeah, it hits.
Back alive here. It hits onto Roasty there, but Roast, he needs to play so safe here. Panic Puncher getting lower and lower by the second. He's trying to get the healing down. McSherbert low. McSherbert gonna get body blocked. If Calgon can get the ulti there, he's gonna get a sure thing. And Heart QQ secures it. They walk away with 2 kills, but no Phoenix right there as Mighty Quackers will survive for now and keep their Phoenix alive and at full health.
I mean, yeah, now the Titan again, almost, it's actually at 10,000 HP right now, down to 9,100. Fire Minions are doing its thing. They're going to try to regen it back up. They got the mid-Phoenix back fully rezzed and all the way full healthy. It is weakened, so there'll be a little bit of easiness to take that down if they can, but right now, Marvels is the key. He got back up, and again, they were able to knock out that Scarab's Blessing by the knock-up and able to take down the Khepri, which is huge, but Marvels fell to the Ghost by Zhang Kuei, and that was just a lot of damage by Panda Puncher.
That was a ton of damage, absolutely right there. And Panda Puncher holding his team together for now and pushing them on through. Panda Puncher has to be dealt with at some point in time by the Mighty Quackers here, as they've got more than just one big carry on their side. So Arcane Nova looking to pile drive on through the rest of this here. All Phoenix is now alive once again for the Mighty Quackers. They've held out for this long. Can they do it just a little bit longer and maybe find the perfect fight they want? Sheikah thinks so, but he might think a little too heavily right there. Sheikah going to get absolutely harassed right there. Beads going to be used, and now McSherbert dropping into the fight here. The teams are quite split up here, but Sheikah getting bursted down. Kali going in deep here. Calgon gets the reset, and Calgon looking to find more now as Calgon does make his way out. Darks of Knights prevents any kind of further engagement for the time being as a stun to go on through. A knock up on a Dumas right there, but he does have his ultimate blown and ready to go. They're waiting, so now is Marvel simply juking around. He gets a slow off, but he gets rooted down quickly into the Rising Jaguar for the safety here as Panda Puncher pushes on forward. Ultimate's channeling right there. McSherbert makes his way out the back for now as Oblivion needs to leave. The Phoenix is forfeit, and the teams are barely surviving for now. That's now Arcane Nova pushing on forward. The second Phoenix of their engagement here. Marvel's back in the action, though. Calgon in trouble. If he can lock him down, that could be big. Marvel's
wins it!
He's got no ultimate there, and he's going to fall to Marvel's right there. Deep in the fight is McSherbert. A 3-man knockup secures it. As now Marvel's pushing forward. He's trying to fight, but there's still a ton of damage on the side of Arcane Nova, and they want to play it safe here. Khepri roots out nobody right there, and McSherbert will fall. But now the Titan is under attack here. I'm going to see in deep goes.
Oh, the teleport came in.
Going to get it with the teleport, and Heart QQ will lock down Marvel's here. And unfortunately, no comeback here. The mighty Quackers forced into their bake here as Arcane Nova will secure the fight. They will secure this one. Sheikah, can you be the hero your team needs? Can you keep your Titan alive? He gets a 3-man portal, but it's not enough damage here to keep them zoned away for now. Dumas defeat is alone.
Sheikah gets a double kill with Unstable Vortex!
Lil's right there as Oblivion pushing them back here. He's going to fall most likely. He's doing the best he can to buy time.
Oh my god, he's almost got the triple. Oh,
actually, he could get the triple inside of Sheikah here. He needs one more hit, one more shot. Can he actually find it is the question. Pushing forward, but the heal will come on.
Whoa, what a move! He portals himself to get stunned!
He's in top! Does he hit it? No! A little bit too short there, but he stopped Arcane Nova. He was the hero.
Oh my gosh.
What the hell just happened?
He was the hero his team needed, as you said. Oh my gosh, the double kill with the Unstable Vortex
was
just
absolutely insane.
Oh my gosh, Marvels is coming back up. McSherbert's back up right now. Marvels has got another crit item online. He's got the stage 1 crit. He's working his way up more. Gold Fury going to get taken away on the left-hand side, which is a smart move. They don't want to give this any more than they have, because right now, only down 5,000 gold with the 4v5. You got to remember, Puckham's gold that he has isn't even counted right now. So in all reality, if Puckham's here, this is a tied game. Fire Giant's going to be next up on the list. They probably want to go ahead and try to take that, as that has the biggest opportunity for them to siege. I mean, they tried to keep sieging, but they didn't have any heals.
And it's going to be really, really risky if they want to fight this Fire Giant. We've seen that Mighty Quackers know how to scrap when they can just set things for even the slightest advantage here. Arcane Nova, they've got to get the Fire Giant, but they've got to do it safely. They've got to be smart about it. They've got to have absolute vision control here. And catching Marvel might be what they need here, as Calgon could find a way through, but it's a bit risky. Nobody wants to risk getting picked off at this point in time, as things are absolutely crucial for both teams right now. It's do or die for the Quackers, and same goes for Arcane Nova.
Well, they know that they're on Fire Giant. Giannis' ult is up. Sheikah could possibly steal this if he... Oh, no, they're going down so quick, though, right now. They turn around, actually. They decided to fight, yeah. There goes the through space of time. They're trying to get there, and that's not going to hit anybody right now. Big fight. Panda Puncher is trying to do a lot of damage. Marvels is the target they want to eliminate.
Yeah, they locked him down, though, and Marvel's escaping from this fight. McSherber, though, going to get bursted by Roasty as Marvel's. He's on fumes, but fumes are not enough right there, and we're down to the same situation, and this time, there's plenty of targeted crowd control to be had. Nobody fell on the side of Arcane Nova this time, and this is going to be a wash on through. Calgon finds his shot. They're just going to go straight for the Titan and not even risk pursuing Sheikah.
Oh, man. Congrats. Like I got to give it to Quackers, though.
Like, a huge fight.
There's just nothing. Big damage still coming out. Sheikah's still not giving up at all. Still putting out as much damage as he possibly can. Titans under attack. 9,000 HP. 87. Oh, it's going down so fast. 5,700. And right now, GG to the boys of Arcane Nova. They'll take down, at the end of the game, Mighty's Quackers put up what was just a tremendous effort in a 4v5 game.
Put up an incredible game despite the odds here. And Arcane Nova started to show the signs of a comeback earlier on. I really wish there hadn't the DC for Puckham. This would have been an even more incredible game, I feel. Like, this was a game that was coming down to the wire before the DC happened. And even when that happened, Mighty Quackers still put up such an insane fight.
Oh, man, that fight was unreal right there, as that's going to be the end of our first game casted. That's game 1.
Game 1.
I mean, there's still a round 2, there's still a semis, and there's still a finals to go, so hopefully the rest of them can be as entertaining as this right here. You give us a few minutes, guys, and we'll get, as soon as we can, we'll bring you the next round 2 game. So, woo, if that round 1 game has anything to do with what we're going to